Hello everyone, Julius here. I want us to discuss something very touching. It happens everywhere in our society. If you have been in this country, I believe that you have seen this happen, and maybe you just need an opportunity to share about it. Who has not seen this where you stay or where you live? There is some scenario that is happening, and that is about cheap pregnancies, teenage pregnancies. Have you seen young kids who are supposed to be at school, but now they are pregnant? Have you seen those young girls who are supposed to be reading their books, staying with their mothers and fathers, but they are now carrying somebody's child of whom they even don't know? This one touches me every time I move around the city. Every time I move around the suburbs, you see this happening. The other day I went to the hospital. 90% of the people that came were pregnant were those children who are below age. They are below 20, they are below 18. They are pregnant 6 months, 9 months. They don't know how to handle this situation. I don't know who can help here, but we need somebody to come out and help. I have come to understand this must be one of the problems the nation will have to face. What will the nation do when the young children who are supposed to study and help us in the near future, our mothers of tomorrow, our future is now dying at a young age? It is my responsibility and it's your responsibility. Somebody recently sang and said, "Government, where are you?" But here I feel like saying, men who are responsible for these young girls, where are you and who are you? I sometimes try to figure out and I cannot tell. This one thing you have to understand, that before you do anything, you have to think of what will come out of it. When you're engaging this young girl, it is not because you have failed to get a mature lady. I doubt that one is happening. And when you're going to engage her, do you think about their tomorrow? Do you see their future being ended in that 1 minute or 5 minutes? Men, wherever you are, I just call upon you. I don't know whether we'll have the meeting there, and just check your hearts and begin to think of what we are doing. There's one thing I also want you to know, that whenever you see troubles coming in the society, in the families, the biggest cause of these challenges are these young girls who have gotten pregnant. Sometimes they get pregnant, and because they don't know what to do, they don't have anybody to advise them. The men who are responsible for the pregnancies run and they leave them. The mothers or the parents, they also have to check these girls sometimes. And the only solution is this girl will think of aborting. But you know, abortion is one hell on earth. Do you know we have lost so many innocent girls because they tried to abort? I don't encourage it. I would rather allow my daughter to give birth. But even after giving birth, even before they give birth, there is a lot of challenges. After giving birth, I have to come to realize that today when you're looking for a woman who is 26 years, before you ask many questions, you'll hear them being called Mama so-and-so. But at 24 years, your Mama so-and-so, your Mama Naka, you have twins already. It has been a challenge. Today, men who want to marry, they can't find a woman to marry. Why? Every girl you want to marry, if you don't know that, they have a child. Maybe they never told you. Some will tell you, I had a child when I was still in my O level. I had a child when I was still young, and you begin to figure out many questions. And now, and I think that you have to understand, do you know that a woman who has a child will find it hard to find a man to settle with? Because as long as you have mentioned it, one thing a man will have to say is, how do I know that the father of this child has ended this relationship with you and he will never come back? When somebody calls you, this man will think the father of the child is calling you, and becomes trouble everywhere. Now, everybody, especially men, I want you to understand that we can see how to end this. But before we look at how to end it, we need to make sure it stops. Let us be responsible. Many of the street kids, the compound kids you see, quarreling, shouting, fighting, now pickpocketing, stealing, robbing, picking phones from people who are driving, stealing everywhere, robbing everywhere. They are children of those mothers who produced when they were before age and they don't find their fathers. I know fathers are there. When shall you come out and say this one has to end? Do you know that every woman there is struggling? Do you know that every parent is struggling with their daughters? It is very, very unfortunate that this one is still happening. We have so many school dropouts. We don't have nurses today. We don't have doctors today. We don't have lawyers today. Not because they were not born. They were born, but their future was ended somewhere by an innocent man. We want to see every child who is born today having a father and a mother. We are tired of children who don't know who their father is and who don't know where they belong. Sometimes we think he's a Uganda, yet he's a Mnyankole. You don't know their father. And finally, and I want you to take note of this, every young child you see, they also want to have their parents. You can never rise up and a responsible child if they don't have both their parents. I want to appreciate you, and I know at one point in time we'll have this one sorted, and when the government will come and other NGOs, and we try to find out how this one will end. I wish you the best, and may God bless you so much.